This is Justin Case of America Newscape, joining our friend and mentor, Joyce Rockwood, for some insight on how she teaches healing from the inside out. Joyce joins us to share an obtainable natural health solution. Vegetable juicing really matters. Greetings, Joyce.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, welcome back to America Newscape. Let's get this kicked off with the leading cause of illness being poor nutrition today. You have some positive news and insights to share about the benefits of vegetable juicing. What do you want us to know when it comes to juicing and their benefits?
A number of things. Let's start out with the fact that what I want everyone to know who is listening is that you can heal your body naturally from the inside out, and you can have a fighting chance against any diagnoses or any disease that you might be currently dealing with. And the reason I believe this so passionately and so wholeheartedly is because I've lived through illness and I have healed my body naturally without any meds or surgery or injections. I once suffered with really frustrating issues with my weight and my skin and my immune system, and even healed myself of a herniated disc. And mental illness runs in my family. So it's all the different things that people might be suffering from or be dealing with. And I even have respiratory disease, cardiovascular disease in my family, just to name a few things that some people who might be listening might also be dealing with. And let's deal with the facts. You opened up with a really powerful statement. And I was reading an article from CNN last week that was talking about how America's poor diet isn't just bad for us, but it's actually now considered a threat to our national security. And that was a pretty big headline. And it got my attention, certainly. I mean, diet-related illnesses are a huge growing burden in the United States. Our economy is impacted. Our national security is impacted. And there was a paper that was released from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. And it did say that poor nutrition is the leading cause of illness in the United States. And healthy diets are killing more than 500,000 people a year. It's incredible to me that we are making choices by what we put in our body that are taking us off this planet and making a difference in the lives of others sooner than we have to be obliterated. And so if you're curious, there's a paper. It was released by the Federal Nutrition Research Advisory Group, and you can look that up. And here's what it said, because I personally love the stats. 46% of adults in the country have an overall poor quality diet. And this number goes up to 56% for children, according to the paper. We're going to be doing an interview in the future that people should be looking out for, where I talk more about children and what's going on now with the healthcare revolution that I'm part of with a form of integrative pediatrics. So stay tuned for that. But 46% of adults in the country have an overall poor quality diet. That is really something we get to have a grip on. This has got to stop, right? So our healthcare spending, and the reason this is such a problem is our healthcare spending has tripled from 1979 to 2018. It's gone from 6.9% to 17.7% of the gross domestic product. I mean, that's like crazy. This increases our health spending, it affects our government budgets, it affects our competitiveness in the marketplace, in the private sector, and for workers' wages. And the truth is, plants reduce type 2 diabetes by 25% or more. And I know practitioners that are working with very successful plant-based approaches to reversing type 1 diabetes. So if we look at the base concept here, let's go back to the vegetable juice concept. If we look at the base concept of fueling our body with the foods that serve instead of the foods that suffocate, I'll say that again. If we look at the foods that serve instead of the foods that suffocate, what we can see is an immediate shift in so many aspects of our well-being. So we've got oxygen, blood flow, gut health, energy, mental clarity, cravings, food cravings, being overweight. Obesity is a huge epidemic. Immunity. We're looking at hormonal balance. That's fertility as well. Joint function, skin quality, sleep. Who wants to sleep better if you're listening to this? our mood, who's dealing with issues with mood management, pain, cardiovascular health, respiratory function, and our overall vitality, right? So juicing can affect all of those things. Why? It's very simple. Juices are medicine for your body. And we can go back to Hippocrates, right? Let juices or food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food, right? So, or let juices are medicine for our body. Let me say that again. Let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. Right? Let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. And we say that because we have the ability to properly nourish our bodies and prevent all of the diseases that most people are suffering from, that are contributing to these stats that I just shared. And so when we're drinking vegetable juices, we're doing several things. The first thing we're doing is we're nourishing our body. We're supplying our body with proper minerals and enzymes and minerals and enzymes and minerals, lions and tigers and bears, minerals, enzymes, and vitamins that can be immediately absorbed in your body with little to no effort. There's not a lot of fiber there's no fiber in a juice. So that means that the juices go right into the stomach. They absorb very quickly. There's very little energy required to break them down. And when you drink those juices, especially the more green they are, there's a huge surge of hemoglobin being fed by these juices, right? The hemoglobin is being fed by the juices. The hemoglobin in your blood is what is carrying the oxygen to your cells. So let's just do that little trace again. You drink the juice gets absorbed in the body. The minerals and the enzymes are going to support the flow and the production of hemoglobin in your blood cells. Hemoglobin is what is carrying the oxygen to your cells. Now, we all know that as humans, oxygen is a pretty important element. And the reason it's so important is because it gives us life. I mean, how long can you go holding your breath besides or compared to not eating at all, right? We know that we can go a lot longer in the absence of food versus oxygen. So when we drink these juices, what's happening is we're increasing the flow of oxygen to our cells. It's one of the many reasons why so many of my clients will text me and say things like, Joyce, I had my juice this morning and I don't even want breakfast, right? So they get all of this natural energy. And so the juices are going to act as a form of nourishment for the body. They are going to support the body in detoxifying, and they're going to support the cells in rejuvenating. And that's the reason why my 3-pillar process is called Nourish, Detoxify, and Rejuvenate. And juicing is at the base of that. And so when we have these juices entering into the system, we are releasing a lot of the obstruction. The juices act like a gentle detergent on a cellular level, breaking down any unwanted matter and waste that we have accumulated from days gone by when we ate things that we really were not humanly intended to in the first place. And, we look at people that I've talked about in previous conversations, like Professor Arnold Ehret, and we talk about Bernard Jensen. These are people that said there's only one disease, and it's called constipation. And if you're listening to this interview and you're saying, Joyce, I don't have constipation. I go to the bathroom several times a day, no problem. But you're curious as to why there might be some things going on in your body that are not feeling on point. Well, there's an accumulation of something at some point that has been belabored. And so the accumulation of waste in the body is what is causing the disease. And once we remove that problem, once we remove the root cause, we can start to see an overall shift in body health and in our blood chemistry. I mean, you can look at movies like, Game Changers, and they've taken blood samples of people before and after eating certain meals. And that's not the only movie that has done this. I've seen some changes in people's blood chemistry just with the application of essential oils topically. So imagine what happens when you put these juices into your body. It's a pretty seemingly magical transformation, but the truth is that our food can be our medicine, and our medicine can be thy food. So that's what I have to say about juices.
Well, that poses a question to me. If we have impacted waste in our systems, or whatever we want to call it, that's just a toxin. That's a
Absolutely.
toxin. That is a toxin that our body needs to eliminate. So until
Absolutely.
so until we do eliminate it, we're on, I don't want to say we're on borrowed time, but we're really detracting for any chance at health. And you said something very powerful that I'd never heard before. Give us a fighting chance. And I don't know that we are owed any more than that. I mean, if you lead us, if you give us the information, if we implement it, I think all I'm due is a fighting chance. So that is a very, very powerful statement. Okay, but enough from me. How do you suggest people go about introducing juicing to their diets or lifestyles?
I would say to anyone listening what I say to my own clients, which is you have to be considerate of your health history and where you've come from and how you grew up and what you ate from years gone by. And we start with training wheels. I like to say training wheels. This is how my own mentor explained things to me. You know, when we were kids, it's like, Justin, we got on a bicycle, but we got on a tricycle first,
Yes.
right? Remember those days with the three-wheeler? And then we graduated from the tricycle to the two-wheeler with the training wheels. And our parents usually had their hand on the back seat, sort of supporting us from bobbling and getting our balance and figuring it out and feeling confident. And then they eventually took their hand off of the seat. So it's the same thing with juicing. If you're brand new to juicing, I would say just start bringing them in slowly. Maybe pick 3 days out of the week, or even just become a weekend juicer where you just have a juice in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays. And if you want to have a third day, then you pick a third day out of the week. Now, just to clarify, because I was speaking with someone today who said, oh, just have juice all day. And I was like, oh, no. You're going to include a juice and add a juice into what you're currently doing, which means the first thing that goes into your body that's of liquid form, it can be water first and then the juice, but no solid food first. The juice goes in first. Then you wait an hour and then you're open to start eating solid food. And if you can start doing that 2 days out of the week, maybe you notice something's happening on the weekends. What might you notice? Maybe you notice you have more energy. Maybe you notice that you have more mental clarity. Maybe you notice that your skin is starting to look a little bit more clear or radiant, or maybe your gut doesn't feel as gassy or bloated, and you have healthier food cravings throughout the rest of those 2 days where you've brought juices in. What's going on there? Well, you can reach out to me and we can have a conversation about it if you're curious, right? So the best way to get started is to just start slowly and allow the process to unfold and feel like, okay, I'm a weekend juicer. That's been great, enjoying these benefits, and I want more. The truth is that with any healthy changes you make in your diet, there's always tenfold of benefit on the other side. So in the beginning, while it seems like a task to do this new thing, and it might seem a little arduous until you get your muscle going and you've got your routine down, the benefits are going to certainly far outweigh the effort. And so I would just encourage anyone listening to get started slowly. And then below this video, I've got a link for you to connect with my juicing ebook. And there's a mini masterclass videos in there to help you learn a little bit more.
Wow. That sounds like a gracious offer. Joyce, do you have any other thoughts you care to share with us today?
Absolutely. I think, anyone listening who feels a little bit stuck in their process, no matter what it is that you're suffering from or struggling with, whether it's weight or energy or sleep or digestion, gas, bloating, pain in your body, mental health, no matter what it is, there are natural solutions to support you in reversing these issues and to allow you to experience the true vibrance and vitality that you deserve. And teaching you how to do that through proper nourishment and detoxification and rejuvenation is what I do. But truly helping you to experience a life of freedom so that you can make a huge difference in the lives of those you love is who I am. And it would be my absolute honor to guide you in your own process of healing your body.
Wow. This has been Justin Case and Joyce Rockwood sharing a few nutritious and delicious vegetable juicing strategies. Thanks for joining us. Remember, free gifts and additional information and links are provided in the videos Read More. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected, and please connect with Joyce in the links below so you can learn a healthy, suggestive lifestyle and how to not go bananas.